Hey, welcome back to Fixing a Blind. Today we've got a Yardmachines. This is a Snow King. This is an 8-horse Tecumseh engine, okay? And basically what we need to do is we need to replace this electric start. So you don't need to take the gas tank out of the way. You can work around it, but it is way easier to do this. So on this one here, we've got a fuel shut off. So let's go ahead and shut the fuel off. So we're gonna disconnect that. Now up top, there's 2 screws. One there and one right here. You're gonna take those out, but first we're gonna disconnect this fuel line. Now I live in Minnesota, and you know, generally 20s, 30 degrees, you can pull start these units and they'll start just fine. But when your customer starts getting up there a little bit in age, or the temperature drops to, you know, sub-zero, you're gonna have a difficult time getting these started, even though they're made to run in this kind of cold. It's just they don't always like to cooperate. We want to try to not ruin the fuel line taking it off, but I mean, if it happens, it happens. Now you're gonna get some fuel drips. That's just normal. All right, so now we're gonna take the 2 bolts out up top. I've already got one off and the other one's already loose. Now if you look, these are a really coarse screw. Those are specifically to go into plastic. Really nice because it's easy to tell where they go when you get back or when you're done. So now what I do, I tip the top down and out, and then I pull this top part off, okay? So now there's this bolt here, right? Now these are slotted on the top, I believe, but we're gonna take it apart anyway instead of just loosening it. So I'm gonna take this bolt out. The top bolts are 3/8 that are in the top of the gas tank. This one is a 7/16. Just take this bolt in this bracket, set it aside. So these are a T30 Torx. So we're gonna loosen those up. Go ahead and take them out of there. The top ones you don't need to take all the way out. You just need to loosen, but I like to take them all the way out. All right, so now we got those out. We need to loosen up these 2 screws, one here and one here. There's kitty corner. Now, these are just tiny, they don't have to be super tight. All right, see these? These are the 2 bolts, they're really long. Set those aside. Don't want to lose them. Get that up and pull this straight out. Now, if you leave them in there, what you're gonna do is you're gonna tip it out and then slide it down. But you can see it's really rusty. It's really common to see this kind of rust in a snowblower in our state, especially because all the salt and, you know. But the problem is it wouldn't actually spin the engine over. You'd hit the button and it wouldn't even do anything. If you tap this with a hammer, it would start turning over, but really, really slow. All right, I'm gonna go get the new piece and we'll compare them, make sure that they're the same. All right, got the new one here. Take a look. See, oh ho ho, this one comes with new bolts. All right, so it's nice. The new one comes with a little extension cord. Give that to the customer. Comes with new bolts, top and bottom. Sweet. So we're gonna go ahead and use these. As far as the starter goes, the switch end is a little bit different, right? But that don't make a difference. Different colored button, who cares about that? What we're looking for is the 2 motors with the comparison here. See, the mounting is the same, the length's the same number of teeth. All right, so you see we got 2 regular bolts and then 2 with the little standoff. Okay, so we want to get the ones with the standoffs in there started if we can, because they'll be a pain to get at afterwards, and I think that's why they do this. Just get them in, get them started, leave them loose so we got lots of room. All right, then we're gonna kind of get this in here, get these little forks underneath the bolts, then reach down below, put those ones in. The hardest part is holding this thing up because it's kind of heavy. Let's get the impact in here. Oh, and of course these are a different size, aren't they? right? Why are these ones? There we go. Good. All right. Tighten up the bottom two first. Make sure she's good. And then go ahead and snug down the top. Yeah, you don't want to over tighten these. So now they came with two huge washers. I'm going to see if those washers will help on the top here to disperse some of the pressure from the bolts. Oh, I suppose you guys can't even see. See, I'm going to use the washers on the top of the bolt to help try and disperse some of the pressure, so that maybe it'll prevent some cracking in the future from vibrations and such. And like I said, these don't have to be super tight. They just have to hold this plastic piece in place while you plug and unplug the extension cord. If you go too tight, what you'll do is you'll end up cracking this housing, and then the switch inside won't work and cause you all kinds of problems. All right, so we want this bracket. Let's see, this part is where the gas tank's going to sit on. So we go ahead and line that up with that hole. Always start it by hand. I mean, some people don't, but I always do. And then there's a little, you'll see it kind of just locks in. You'll feel it when you put it up there. This gas tank has a groove on the bottom. See, it's got the little spacer there that kind of helps center it in that bracket. So you put that in this bracket. And then you're going to kind of tip it into its position here, and it'll just kind of wedge itself in. We want to make sure that we still got good loose fuel line here. Put the fuel line back up. Yours may or may not have a valve on it, so you might want to empty the fuel out before you go ahead and start doing this. But we got the two screws in here, and here. And then we'll take our 3/8 and we'll run them down. Now obviously you don't want to go too tight with this. Just go till they stop. So you don't want to crack it. And that's how you put this in or starter into a Yardmachines Snow King. Okay, the Snow King is the engine. It's just basically a flathead Tecumseh engine. All older snowblowers, pretty much all of them had the old Tecumseh. Once you get, you know, past beyond about 25 years ago, then they had either the Briggs or the Tecumseh engine. But most snowblowers will have a Tecumseh engine on them, or else a Honda clone engine, which is just made in China. But anyway, super easy to do yourself. Don't pay someone else to do it. Save yourself a couple $100 and do it yourself. I'll put a link in the description below on where you can find the parts. Thank you.